What's up, guys? So today we're gonna grill once again one of my favorite things, Jamaican jerk chicken. I absolutely love it. This is gonna be our heat source. I'm gonna cook with the coals offset, little piece chunk of oak that I got out of my fire pit over there. Gonna start out kind of low. We don't want to put too many coals at once. We'll add them as needed. So we're going to start out, we're going to cook over here on this side, sear the skin up as needed, move it over here, and then I've got something in store for you guys that's gonna make this chicken the absolute best. Stay tuned for that. And here comes my favorite part. Go ahead and get this fire lit. I'll go inside, get my chicken out, and let it sit out for a little bit while this fire is warming up. Be back soon. Alright guys, so the coals are where they need to be. I didn't start out with a lot of coals, as I said earlier. We'll probably, once we sear these chicken, get the skin nice and brown and move them over here, we can remove this grate for the entire time and add coals as needed. Alright, so what we did here is marinated our chicken overnight with Walker Woods traditional Jamaican jerk seasoning. I use the hot and spicy because that's what I like, but they have a mild if that's what you prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken on here. We're going to season it up. Alright, so I'm going to start out over here and season each piece. This is this is a Caribbean Rhythm chicken seasoning. It's right there next to where you find the Walkers. I've used this seasoning before. It's got a really good flavor. Even just the smell of it. If you take this and just smell it, it smells really good. When barbecuing, a lot of times it's a good idea to season fairly heavy because some of the seasoning tends to fall off. So I'm going to go ahead and cook these a little bit, one or two at a time over this flame over here and get the skin where I want it, and then we will go from there. And we're off. That is a beautiful sound as far as I'm concerned. Let that cook like that a couple minutes. Flip them over. Alright, so I didn't anticipate the temperature was going to be as low as it is, so I moved them all over there. I'm going to let them, instead of a few minutes, it's probably going to be about 10 minutes on each side. Alright guys, I went ahead and flipped them over. See what that skin's starting to look like? All I'm trying to do right now is just sear the skin a little bit. I'm not trying to get it cooked all the way through. Or hovering around 300 degrees at the moment. Kind of looks like that piece of oak might have started firing up. I'm going to give that probably 10 minutes on that side. Then we'll move them over here. You'll see all that. Alright guys, we got the skin browned up the way that I wanted it. So I went ahead and removed that grate right there because as needed, I'll add some more coals. It's just Kingsford original coals, nothing fancy. That piece of oak's going to continue to do what it's going to do, and that chicken's going to sit over there at an indirect heat and absorb this smoke and absorb this flavor. And then what we got coming up is once it gets, well, you know, I'm getting ahead of myself. I got a secret step for you. I don't want to reveal just yet. I got a step that comes before the barbecue sauce, but this will be way later. Stay tuned. Alright guys, there we are, hovering around 300. Chicken looks okay. This is going to cook for a long time, so when my coals get to looking like that, I go ahead and I add a little bit more. Alright, I got those added in there. That's going to start to smoke a whole lot. Love when it starts to smoke like that. Trying to be more efficient on on using as little coals as possible. At a certain point, I guess I should do that. Another little tip I'll throw in there: if you're a barbecue man, you probably have worn out a set of tongs at a certain point. Don't throw them away, because they're good for, look at these, look how I got it rigged up. They fell apart. Put them back together. What I use these for is moving my grates around and wrangling my coals to where I need them to be at. Time to time, I'll take that piece of wood and flip it over to make it smoke a little more. But when I dump those coals in there, they kind of scatter towards the bottom, and that's not where I wanted them. So I use my old pair of tongs that I do not touch meat with, and I grabbed those coals and placed them where I wanted them. So just a little tip for you. Alright, we got a lot of beautiful smoke coming out of here. It's getting up to around 350 degrees. I went ahead and closed that vent up there to cool it down a little bit. And the only reason I'm doing this part of the video is to repeat something that I heard the other day on a cooking video, which was that when you're cooking meat like this that you do not want to be dry, if you cook it too quickly, the moisture in the meat dissipates. And that was the best explanation. I always say chicken should be cooked slow, and I could not break down and explain exactly why it should be cooked slow, but there's your answer. There's moisture in the chicken, and if you cook it too quickly, the moisture will evaporate, and that is the last thing that you want. So we got our fire over here, chicken over here. It's going to absorb smoke, and as I said, coming up, I got a surprise for you. Just stay tuned. Alright guys, here goes the big secret that I've been teasing you with. So we're going to go ahead and place our chicken in our $4 aluminum pan. I was a little annoyed by that price. Place this all in here. Get it to fit the best that we can. Alright, get that on there. Now, so beer, as I stated in my video that I did Friday night, does something magical to chicken. It makes it really, 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 really tender. So go ahead and cover this chicken generously with some beer. And once it cooks in this beer for a little bit, gets it nice and tender, we'll stir it around in some barbecue sauce. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead, put these bad boys on here. We'll keep this tray nearby. Sorry for my fingers being in the way, I apologize. We'll keep this tray nearby. Go let that cook in a chicken pyramid. Alright guys, so I gotta let this cool for a little bit. I'm not normally on a schedule that I have to meet, but today I am. I have to go stay out of town for work. So I gotta leave by 3 p.m. meaning that I need to let this meat cool, and then I need to shred it apart and take it with me. So it's 2 o'clock. I gotta leave by 3. I gotta let this chill out a little bit. Actually, in the last video. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this in the house. I'm gonna let it chill like this for a little bit, And then I'm going to rip it all off the bone. If I have time, I'll add that to the video. If I don't have time, then you're going to have to use your imagination. I got to go. Alright. You guys have a good day.